For by one Spirit we were all baptized into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, whether slaves or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. For in fact, the body is not one member, but many. Today's question. Actually, today's talk is full of questions, so pull up a seat and let's think this through. Have you ever looked on a forest of trees and marveled at the force of its beauty? The perfect coloring, the grandeur, its hidden treasures, its potential, all the intended purpose of this vast wonder, designed by a God of perfect wisdom, power, and love. On the other hand, have you ever focused your gaze on a single tree and thought to yourself, how crooked and misshapen, how bare and scraggly, how uneven and lopsided, how homely? Now, have you ever contemplated yourself as you stand on your own, one single individual in a very large world, one very imperfect being who is weak, scarred, flawed, and defective? Yet have you ever considered a healthy assembly of God's people? Have you ever been conscious of their combined strength and beauty, their vigor, their robustness, their hidden treasures, their potential, their wholeness? From time to time, the Lord does fashion a single tree of uncommon beauty and strength, which stands out on its own for a unique purpose or place. Maybe you've heard of some world-famous trees, such as the Arbol del Tule in Santa Maria del Tule of Mexico, or the lone cypress tree near Monterey, California. But most trees we know are part of a group of trees, one of many. Each tree adds its own unique character, shape, size, coloring, and genetic makeup, which in turn add to the majestic beauty of the larger unit, the entire forest. A wounded tree leans upon its more solid neighbor. A tiny sapling not yet strong enough to survive the harsh elements finds protection under the canopy of another larger and stronger tree at his side. Where the branches of one tree fail to grow, the sprawl of its neighbor soon fills the gap, often making it very difficult to distinguish where one ends and the other begins. Is this not precisely what the Lord would have for us, His people? Doesn't He tell us time and again that all those who are in Christ are one body, a single unit, which is to live together and grow together, each one filling in the gaps of his neighbor, inviting others to lean when they are weary and hurting, bearing the weight of their burden? Hasn't He said that our strength lies in unity and comes only through Him, and that our beauty lies in oneness? Our lack is to be offset by the abundance of another, and our gifts, talents, and abilities are not given in order to compete against one another, but to complement one another, thereby making the whole to be what one individual could never be if left to stand on its own. Let's stop fighting our way through the forest. Find the place that God has chosen for you, and let your roots run deep.